It's time to go hunting and fishing in Sea of Thieves coming up this weekend. So get your fishing rod ready to go, along with firearms, your sword, throwing knives, whatever you prefer whenever it comes to hunting or fishing or both. Hunter's Call Boost happening this weekend, September 13th through the 15th. Partake in a sport of hunter gathering and enjoy a fine 1.5 times boost on all gold and reputation for goods handed to the Hunter's Call this weekend. So if you have been wanting to rank up Hunter's Call, which is the most neglected faction in all Sea of Thieves, this is the weekend to do it. Now the good news is you don't just have to fish. There are other ways you can acquire the fish, the meat, the gemstones. So fishing, obviously, you can do that with or without worms, grubs, leeches. And if you need to find worms, grubs, leeches, look in barrels, dig in the sand, or you can buy boxes of bait from the Hunter's Call at sea posts, but I recommend you don't do that. Don't even bother. Just go to barrels and dig in the sand. You'll find plenty of worms, grubs, and leeches to fish. Make sure your food inventory is empty so you can store up to 5 fish in your inventory when you're fishing. And when it comes to fish, you can either hand them in raw to the Hunter's Call at the sea posts, or you can cook them. I would highly recommend you cook the fish because you'll get more gold and you'll probably get more reputation with cooked fish instead of raw fish. Fun fact, fish and cooked meat can both be handed to not only the hunters at the sea posts, but to the sovereigns as well if you happen to have your own ship and you're playing in high seas. But let's just say you don't like fishing or hunting in the game. Well, good news, you can always find fish and meat in various barrels throughout the islands of Sea of Thieves, especially at sea forts with the phantoms, as well as shipwrecks. And sometimes you can even find mermaid gemstones in shipwrecks too. And obviously when it comes to meat, you can get it by hunting snakes, pigs, chickens. But unlike fish, you have to cook the meat before you're able to sell it to the hunters at the sea posts as well as the sovereigns. Sharks, megs, krakens also drop meat that you can cook and sell to the Hunter's Call as well as sovereigns. And as already mentioned, mermaid gems are one of the best ways to rank up the Hunter's Call. You just find them in shipwrecks sometimes, or in treasure hunts, mermaid statues, and then take the mermaid gems to your nearest convenient sea post and sell to the Hunter's Call. The Hunter's Call doesn't have an emissary flag, but I believe you will get an additional boost by flying your guild flag. So if your guild is at least rank 15, I recommend you fly the guild emissary flag this weekend while you're hunting and fishing or plundering barrels in the Hunter's Call Boost, going on once again September 13th through September 15th in Sea of Thieves. Speaking of the Hunter's Call being one of the most neglected factions in Sea of Thieves, what do you think Rare needs to do to improve and boost up this faction in order to make it more favorable to players, besides the Hunter's Call Boost weekend? Thoughts, views, opinions, welcome as always below in the comments section.